Okay, so don't forget your center lines on that section assembly. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to open the other one that we saved off as the assembly exploded. And I'm going to show you how to do an exploded assembly, which is really kind of cool. It's one of my favorite things to do. I really like building exploded assemblies. As you know, that's going to be an isometric view drawing, and it's really kind of cool. So if my computer will actually access my file, here we go. That was the one, what did we call it? Assembly Exploded 2020. Okay, so here's how that's going to look when you open it. It's going to look the same as it did when you left it. And what we're going to do with this is I'm going to hop directly to the ASME-B single view layout. And on this layout, I'm going to open the viewport and I'm going to start by going to a Southeast ISO. And I'm going to go to conceptual. And I'm going to set this up at half scale. Now that's going to feel small, but you do not want it any bigger than that. And you're going to see why in just a minute. So I'm going to set it up at half scale. I'm going to set this kind of off a little bit to the left and kind of centered. And I'm going to lock the viewport. Because what you're going to do next is you're going to use your move gizmo to move these parts around. Do not do this in model space. Do not do this except through the viewport at Southeast isometric and locked at your scale. Because what you're going to do next is you're going to start pulling these parts apart, and you need to see how much room you have for them to print on your sheet. So set this up first, lock it down, and then it's this simple. We're going to go to our home. Remember, our default gizmo is the move gizmo. And so I'm going to begin by selecting the handle, the two caps, and the main screw. And I'm just going to simply use my move gizmo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out just until I have space between my components here. And then I'm going to take just the handle and one cap, and I'm going to pull just until I have some clear space between the components here. And then the cap on its own, just until I have space between them. Here, I'm going to grab the adjusting, or the little socket head cap screw and the jaw, and I'm going to pull these just until I have clearance between those and the other part. And then the screw on its own, just until I have room. Now you can see why I used a half scale, because you're going to need this much room to make this work. And then I'm going to take the two flathead screws and the bottom plate together, and I'm going to move them down just until I have clearance. And then the two screws only. Just until they have clearance. Okay, now once you have all of your components separated, you can open this, you can unlock, and you can pan, but you want to stay at 1:2 scale, and you have to stay at a southeast isometric. Okay, and then we're going to put in part trails, and part trails are nothing more than center lines. So I'm going to go to my center line layer, and I'm going to draw the center line from any center down here to any center in there. And what that's going to do is it's going to show how those components go together. In this case, I am going to go to either a 2-day wireframe or to X-ray to put in from the tip here to the, I want to center, CEN here. And then I'll go from the CEN here and come back to the tip here. Okay. So you can see how those parts trail and track and go together. I'm going to freeze my construction layer. We don't want to see that. And then same here. Line from any center here into the center there. And then this one, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So this one, I'm going to take a line from the end point there, and I want to come through, and then I'm going to turn straight up, and I'm going to go up too far. And then I'm going to do a center line from in here, and I'm going to bring it out. And then I'm going to use my grip editing to pull those to each other. Trim doesn't necessarily work there because I'm not in that plane. Okay, and that shows that this comes through there, and when this falls into place, that's going to go through there. Now, this drawing still needs to have balloons and a parts list, and you're going to do that the exact same way that you did on the other one, making sure your balloons are all nice and neatly lined up, and then the parts list is going to be absolutely the same. Make sure your numbers map. Make sure your numbers map. And then you're going to put all this together because it's due next week. So you're going to put together, and what I would love to see is I would love to see from each team one PDF file that includes a cover page. That cover page should have everyone's name on it. It should have a table of contents listing what is coming next. It should have all 7 of the detailed part files. It should have the 2 assembly drawings, and it should have a bibliography. So that's what I'm looking for from each team. As far as the assembly drawings that you're going to include, the exploded assembly is a drawing that typically I have you guys build together as one file. But because you guys can't get together in the lab, I think what we're going to do on that is we're going to do the same thing there that we do with the section assembly, and that's this. Each individual person build each assembly drawing and then share them with the team. And then the team should decide which is the best exploded assembly and which is the best sectioned assembly, and include the best ones in the project. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do with that. And then everybody's going to submit their sectioned assembly individually. There'll be a different upload for that. So, okay, guys, let's get that team project done. I've been monitoring your team lists. They look really good. And hopefully our videos don't have any audio issues this week. So take care, have fun, enjoy assembly drawings. It's really fun to do. Bye.